Hello.
Marcy, let's make this video as a tip for, or a tool for mortgage brokers and borrowers who are buying or refinancing in an entity, whether it be a corporation, a trust, an LLC,
Yes.
a partnership. Why don't you talk to everyone a little bit about the corporate, when I say corporate, it could be LLC, the organizational documents, what you see. She deals with this all the time. We're on the front lines.
Can I say it online? No, I'm kidding.
If,
All right.
if it's
Anyway.
30, you can tell me. I don't know about saying it online, but I'd like to hear
All
it.
right. So let's first talk about corporations. Let's talk about LLCs.
Corporations are different than
I know.
LLCs. But
All
okay,
right, I'll do-
entities.
Entities.
Entities,
Right?
a better word.
Well, okay. So we'll do that one first. So we need articles. We need a letter of good standing. We need proof of EIN, and we need an operating agreement. Yes.
Okay, am I being rude if I interrupt?
No.
So if you own a property or are buying a property, usually it's on a commercial or investment loan, it's in a corporate entity. And corporate entities are sort of like alter egos for individuals. They're owned by individuals or other entities, whether it be a corporation or an LLC is very common. So you buy a property, or you're buying a property, and let's say it's 123 Jones Street, or or USA LLC, whatever the name of the LLC is. That LLC is an independent vehicle that has a taxpayer identification number, is registered with the state, pays state and federal taxes if some
Has
states
their own
charge tax.
return.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think what we're talking about is keeping all these documents in good order. A lot of people don't. Most people don't. So I want to frame the conversation.
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yes. And listen, we're a commercial lender, so we close our loans in an LLC or a corporation, or we will even close in a trust, which is not completely common out there. But my point is that we do need all the documentation to back up the entity.
Just be clear, it's not only
No.
any title company,
everywhere needs them.
attorney, bank, lender is going to need updated and accurate organizational documents. So if it's an LLC, you need an operating agreement. You may need a certificate of good standing.
Right, which is recent. So you can typically, most states, you can order that online. Proof of the EIN, the IRS always sends you an email stating what your EIN number is. If you lost that, you can call them up and they'll send it to you again. Your articles of incorporation, we need all pages of that. We need to know who's in the LLC. This just came up with me on another deal. So the borrower provided me with all their corporate documentation. I'm getting ready to close, and he's being silly over there. I'm getting ready to close, and then my closing attorney says, Marcy, the corporate docs show that there's another individual as 50% ownership. So there you go. You have conflicted information. The tax returns say one thing, and
Very common. In this case, it was a husband and wife.
It was a husband and wife. So all these years, they have been following.
And they've been in business for like 15 years, long
more
time.
More than that. They've been filing their tax returns wrong.
But what happened was, I know what happened. He thought, of course I own the business with my wife.
Right. So he tells that to the accountant. And meanwhile, now we're trying to do the loan.
Technically, he doesn't. So this is, again,
she's not in the LLC.
It's a very simple 1 or 2 page documents to clean it up.
Yeah.
But this is something that can be cleaned up in
Ahead
advance.
Right.
In life, I was going to say, in lending and borrowing, a lot of times, if you do things in advance, it's much easier.
It's much easier because we
it's
just got to
cheaper.
closing, and now he had to get. We decided, or they decided, that it was much easier than to amend all those tax returns, just to amend the operating agreement and add the wife on to the LLC, which is all being taken care of. But be organized. If you are going for a loan, make sure everything makes sense. And then if it is a corporation, you have to have minutes, you have to have a members list, you have to know where your stock certificate is, the original certificate, and who owns what shares of that corporation. Because when that loan closes in the corporation, lenders, I think most lenders, Jack, I mean, they
And the
need,
title
and
companies.
the title company,
All
they
100%. All
need,
title
we need to
companies.
hold that original certificate, stock certificate, until the loan is paid off. It's held in escrow. So like, that's something you need to know where it is. And a lot of people, they're just not organized. And when you're going for a loan, even though we're a hard money lender, it's still private lender, okay? We're still creating a loan, and you need those documentations to create the loan, to have it done correctly. You know, we can't just take your word on anything. We need documentation to show that this is what had happened or is happening. We had a deal the other day too, that they had the operating agreement, and then at some point they changed the operating agreement, and then they redid it again. Well, you can't just keep changing everything, you know that. You have to have a trail of paperwork allowing all these changes. So we had to go back, you know, one person had passed away, one person, you know, as things happen in life, you got to update your paperwork.
As well, most states require you to pay them an annual fee.
Yes.
A lot of borrowers.
And that will show you not in good standing if you don't pay
Yes, a lot of borrowers ignore it. They say, why should I pay the $200 now? It doesn't do anything for me. It's going to catch up to you. When you refinance or sell, you're going to have to pay 10 years worth of fees and penalties.
And we've had that happen before.
Plenty of time.
You know, thousands of dollars later, because they had to catch up. You know, otherwise, you know, cannot get a letter of good standing. So, you know, I guess what I'm saying to brokers, borrowers, have all your paperwork involved in creating a commercial loan in order before you start applying for the loan, because they're going to have to get in order at some point. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to close the loan. So.
Bottom line, if you're an entity, get your, and it's great to buy in an entity or refinance, but get your documents in order and make sure you keep them in order.
Yes.
And deal with it. If you're a mortgage broker, get your borrower's documents ahead of time, because the worst thing is to have a closing, you know, Monday at 5 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock you're realizing everything's not in order and closing's postponed because of that. So it's a good idea to have your entity docs, keep them up to date, and organize and get them to the title company, the lenders, the bank, whoever's involved with the seller in advance.
Yes.
And deal with any problems in advance.
Right. And that way you're prepared, and then you'll have a smooth closing.
Did we leave anything out?
Not on this topic. I think we're good.
Okay. Marcia,
right.
I appreciate your expertise.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for your expertise. I like your orange thing.
Yes,
I like your
orange
glasses.
Today.
Remember, like the video wherever you see it, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of them. If you have comments, leave them. We'll answer them, as many as we can. Thank you and have a great day.
Have a good day.
Oh, and check us out at geltfinancial.com. Take care.
Bye.